Hi, this is Erling.
Hi, this is Judy. Welcome to Travel Trail Sail.
Aloha!
Aloha!
We're pretty excited today. We're going to be sharing our experience of our recent Norwegian Pride of America cruise to the Hawaiian Islands.
Was the Norwegian cruise line Pride of America cruise worth it? Who's the cruise for? Should you do an excursion or not? Get a balcony or not? What about the free at sea package? So many things to think about. And so we're going to share our experience with you on the Pride of America and this adventure. And we will get started.
So, this was a bucket list dream cruise for us, or dream trip, going to Hawaii. And we'd talked about it for years, maybe decades. We really wanted to go to Hawaii, but it always seemed like it was too far away or too complicated, and there was always a reason not to do it. And a little while ago, we looked at each other and just said, book the trip. We just got to go. We want to go and see Hawaii.
So we're going to talk about the itinerary, the ports. We'll also talk about the ship, touch a little bit about the cabin, the dining experience, the entertainment, and some of the tips we learned that might help you plan for your trip.
Now, you might know us from our RV and camping adventures, and we love to share that kind of travel, state parks, national parks, and other great things. But Judy and I also love to cruise, and we've been on a number of cruises. This was actually our third cruise with Norwegian. And there's so much information to share after this trip that we're breaking it up into parts. So this is part of a series on our Hawaiian Islands adventure. So if you want to make sure you watch all of that content to help you plan your trip, maybe consider subscribing and then you won't miss it. Let's talk a little bit about the itinerary and the ports. Just to know, this is a port-heavy itinerary. There aren't any sea days. If you're used to a Caribbean cruise and you have the chance to have a day or two to kind of relax on board the ship or do fun things, this is a little different. The ship is in port every day, which is great because you have more time to go and explore the Hawaiian Islands. And then at night, that ship will move from one place to another. Now, it stops in working ports. So another difference between a Caribbean cruise is if you're used to getting off the ship and there's restaurants and fun things to do right there at the port, shopping and things. These are working ports, meaning you're going to see containers from container ships and kind of the traffic and scenes associated with a working port. So you won't just be able to walk off the ship and do something. You really need a plan to figure out because you're going to have to travel from the port to the thing that you want to do.
That's right. Very different from the Caribbean ports. Yeah. So the Pride of America sails weekly. It starts in Honolulu, and from Honolulu it sails to Maui. It does stay in Maui one night in port, which is nice because that gives you extra time to explore Maui. From Maui it goes to the Big Island of Hawaii. There it stops at two ports. The first port is Hilo. The second port is Kona. And Kona is probably the one port that you could get off the ship, and there are shops and restaurants there. Then from Kona, it goes to Kauai. In Kauai, it does stay there one night, which is also great because then, again, you get extra time to explore that island, and then it heads back to Honolulu. And every island is different, different things to explore. It was a great sample of the Hawaiian Islands.
Absolutely. And we're so glad that we had a plan so that we knew what we were going to do in port each day, had it lined up, and had some great guides that helped us see the best of the things there were to see in Hawaii. Now, this was our first time visiting Hawaii, and we wanted to see everything. There's so much to do, though,
Yes.
and I wanted to make sure that we saw the best of it. So we had excursions lined up in every port, and I really appreciate that we did that on our first trip. We had good, knowledgeable guides who were really able to tell us all about the things that we're seeing and make sure we got to the right places. If you do your planning, this can work for you too. Now, we don't have time today to tell you everything that we saw, but here's a couple of the highlights. We got to watch a sunset from above the clouds. That was amazing. We walked on an active volcano.
Yep.
Saw the steam rising and we were like, what are we doing here? But it was like walking on a whole nother planet. We got to hike along a canyon. This canyon was amazing. You might compare it to the Grand Canyon. It's just so incredible. And we walked on a black sand beach. So many things to see and do. We can't tell you all about them now, but let's just say we were glad we had a plan and that we used those excursions for our first trip. There are things that we saw and did that we might not otherwise have been able to do.
That's right. So let's talk about boarding the ship. We thought that the boarding process was very smooth, very efficient. We did as much as we could in advance. So we did our check-in in advance. We watched the safety video in advance so that when we checked in, it was very fast, very smooth. Got on the ship. We just had to check into our muster station, which was right on our way. And that was just like they checked us in and that was it. And we were free to go. And we were on the ship by lunchtime.
Yep.
It was an early boarding time. So that worked really well.
Really easy, really smooth. Here's the thing. You can get on the ship as early as around lunchtime, and you won't be able to get into your room until around 3 or 4. So you might want to have a plan. You're going to be excited. You want to get on the ship and you want to do everything. But the reality is you'll have all week to get to do some of that. And you might want to just pick the one thing you want to do. Do you want to go to the pool? Well, maybe wear your swimsuit or make sure you have it along with you to change easily. If you're looking for a quiet place to read or play a game, maybe the library. You could head to the bar, or you could go get a nice lunch. The restaurants are open and you could have a nice meal. Pack light. You don't need to bring everything, just the essentials you need until your luggage arrives at your room later that day. Let's talk a little bit about the Pride of America, the ship itself. It's the only U.S. flagged cruise ship in the world, so it's kind of unique. And Norwegian has taken that U.S. idea and themed the whole cruise ship based on it. All the decor, all the venues are all themed along that Americana line. So you might experience the Jefferson Bistro or the John Adams Coffee Bar. Poor John Adams. Jefferson gets a restaurant and all he gets is a coffee bar. But
it was a popular coffee bar, though.
It sure was. And then there's the Napa Wine Bar, Club Mardi Gras, Gold Rush Saloon. So it's all really themed along those American lines. The ship is a little bit older. It was launched in 2005, although it has been refurbished a couple times, most recently in 2022. It will hold just under 2,200 passengers and a crew of 950, so about 3,000 people on board. Now this is a traditional cruise ship. If you've been on one of the newer cruise ships that have been launched in the last couple of years, you're not going to find things like go-karts, laser tag, rock climbing walls, water slides, all those fun sort of activities. This is more traditional, but it does have the things that you need on a cruise: a pool with hot tubs, dining venues, entertainment. It's really a nice ship, and I would say it's really in good shape. It's been well maintained.
I would agree. It's a very pretty ship, and really ultimately the experience is the Hawaiian Islands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason you're going on this is to see Hawaii. But the ship is in good shape. The only things you might miss is there is no casino on board, and shopping is, I would say, relatively minimal. If you're looking for NCL Pride of America merchandise, kind of light on that. But overall, very nice ship.
Let's talk about the cabin. The cabin was a very nice cabin. We were on the port side. We had a balcony stateroom, which was a treat for us. We've never had that before, but on the port side, you get some amazing views. It was so lovely. Our room steward did a great job cleaning the room and maintaining it every day. It was very comfortable, plenty of storage. And we'll have an upcoming video that will show you the cabin and go into all the details about it.
Let's talk about food. People go on cruises because they want to eat well, right? And that's part of the cruising experience is all the fine dining that you get to experience. So what was the food like on Pride of America? Well, there are two main dining rooms. They're really two floors of the same area, but decorated differently. The Skyline has a New York City skyline vibe, and then there's the Liberty dining room. And both are nice. We had pretty good food and usually had good service. We really appreciated our one server that we had, Sky. He was so good about serving us. And then even when he wasn't our waiter, he'd stop to chat and just make sure we were doing okay. So really appreciate that. I'd say main dining room's pretty good.
In addition to the two main dining rooms, there are specialty restaurants that you can try at an extra charge. We tried two of them. One was Cagney's, which is their steakhouse, which was excellent food, excellent service, excellent experience. It was wonderful.
Absolutely.
Well worth it.
Yep.
And then the other specialty restaurant we tried was their Italian restaurant, La Cucina. Also very good food, very good service, nice experience. If I had to pick one of them, I would definitely go with Cagney's.
Yep, it was really good.
Yeah. And in addition to all of that, you also have the option of eating at the buffet for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Very good buffet. We usually went in for breakfast. We would get a breakfast and then walk to the back of the ship. Great area out there to sit outside and enjoy the scenery. The buffet was very good. Good variety of food. The Bircher muesli is awesome. I highly recommend it. It will stick with you all day. But the buffet is basically two sides that mirror each other. So if one side is super crowded, you can go to the other side. It's the same selection of food.
Yep.
But that's what we would do. We would load up on a great breakfast and then hit the ground running.
And those have all, the main dining rooms, the specialty dining restaurants, the buffet, all really good. We also were really excited to try the Cadillac Diner. Think about this, it's diner themed. They have booths that are shaped like cars, burgers, milkshakes. We thought this was going to be great. And so one night we went to the Cadillac Diner and gotta say, wasn't quite hitting it. I think that was a little bit of a miss. So overall though, we had good food and good service on the Pride of America. How about the bars and drinks on board the Pride? We had the free at sea package, which included the drink package, which actually worked out really well. We were able to try many different specialty cocktails, have a glass of wine with dinner, so it was a good deal. And the bars all generally worked well. The bartenders were friendly, mixed good drinks. I would say there's a couple in particular that we appreciated. One was the Aloha Lanai bar on the back of the ship. That's where Judy mentioned we'd have our breakfast. Well, in the evening, there's also a bar there. And if you want to try a Mai Tai, you're in Hawaii, right? You'd want to try a Mai Tai. And Emma, the bartender who was working at that bar, made the best Mai Tai on the ship. It was really good. So thanks, Emma, for that. We appreciated it. And there was another place that we went to, Pink's?
Yeah, it was Pink's Champagne Bar. And the bartenders there were awesome. They were so friendly and so nice. And they took the time to really explain the drink package to us and how we can get the most out of it. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and so we could have a glass of wine with dinner. The waiters gave a generous pour of wine. We understood then after talking to the bartenders at Pink's how the package worked. We could get all the drinks, wine, water, soda, whatever we wanted, and that package worked out really well. So most of the drinks you'd want are included. If you really want something special, you can go over the limit, but I think for us that package allowed us to kind of explore and it worked out well. Another reason people go on cruises is for the entertainment. You think about some of the world-class entertainment that cruise ships have, big Broadway production shows and things like that. Well, the Pride of America is a little less than that. It doesn't have the big Broadway production shows, but they did have entertainment going on, and the crew did a pretty good job. If you walk around in the evenings, you're going to have musicians performing at all the bars, maybe a guitar player who's singing along, or a duo in some cases. There's a couple of big venues, though. There is the Hollywood Theater, and they would show movies or have a band performing or even a comedian. We went and saw the comedian. He was pretty funny.
He was.
However, if any part of the ship needed a refresh, it might be the Hollywood Theater. The seats just didn't quite work for us as we tried to enjoy the comedy show. But the Mardi Gras, it's a multi-purpose venue, and they host all kinds of activities there. It was a great place. The cruise staff hosted games like the Not So Newlywed game. And these are the kind of things that you see on every cruise ship. Really fun. We saw The Perfect Couple, really enjoyed that show.
Was fun. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So I'd say around the cruise ship, you're going to find entertainment, and it's fun. It's just not the big Broadway production shows you might be used to from some ships. That being said, the reason you're on the ship is to be in Hawaii, and it was a great experience.
So let's talk about the free at sea package. Was the free at sea package worth it? It includes a lot. It includes all your gratuities. It includes your drink package, which we probably did not come out ahead on that, but it gave you so much freedom to just try whatever drink you wanted to try. You didn't have to worry about the stress or worry about like, oh my gosh, what kind of bill am I going to have at the end? There was just no worry with it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It included your 2 specialty dining, also extremely worth it, and it included the shore excursion credit, and we took an excursion on every island. So for us, that was definitely a bonus. It included Wi-Fi, which we found challenging to use, but honestly, we spent so much time on the island that we really didn't need to use the Wi-Fi on the ship. So it may not be as valuable on this cruise as it would be if you're on a cruise that you're, say, have sea days or you're spending more time on the ship. So overall, was it worth it? I think we would say definitely yes. It gave you peace of mind, everything's prepaid, and there's no surprise bill at the end.
Who was on this cruise, or who's this cruise really intended for? Well, we saw people, a wide range of ages, all kinds of different people on the cruise. Now, school was in session when we went on this cruise. We didn't see a lot of families with young children. They may have been in school, but pretty much every other category of cruiser was on the ship. People celebrating newlyweds or an anniversary, multi-generational families, a lot of different people on the cruise. And you should also know, Norwegian is a freestyle cruise. It's very casual. So, there weren't people wearing tuxedos or even really people dressing up in suits for dinner. You could wear a shirt like I'm wearing with just a collar on it. And even that, they weren't really enforcing. It's very casual, very, you could pack light and just a polo shirt or a Hawaiian shirt and you'll be good to go. So let's sum it up. Judy, on the Pride of America, was it worth it?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Would you do it again?
Yes, definitely.
Was the balcony worth it?
Yes.
Did we still have time to relax and enjoy the ship?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Was free at sea worth it?
Yes, 100%.
Peace of mind, really liked it. Was this a good way to have a first trip and explore Hawaii?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Would you do it again?
Yes, definitely.
You would? Should we call our travel agent? Oh, I'd love to go again. It was amazing. If there was a chance to do it again, what are 2 things that you might do differently?
I would get fish tacos in Kauai.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yes.
I think I'd get a slice of pie in Kauai. Kauai seems like the place that we just wanted more time to explore and try the food. And speaking of that, the other thing we might do differently, it was great that we did the excursions the first time. And now that we know a little bit more about Hawaii, I think next time we might do a little more exploring on our own.
Yeah, that's right.
So we love having you join us on our journey. Hopefully this video was helpful and informative. And we're doing a series on Hawaii of all the different things we learned about our trip there and sharing them with you. With that, we'd love to have you catch the rest of our content. So please consider subscribing. That really does help us, and we'd love to have you along for the rest of our journey. So thanks for joining us. Can't wait to see you again next time. Mahalo!